For me, the Six Nations is the biggest international tournament that happens every year. As a boy watching it growing up and then being a part of it and seeing how tribal people become about their nations, how competitive it is, for me it's the greatest tournament. So I made my debut 13 years ago now, up in Murrayfield, 2010, and I came on as a winger to replace Ugo Monya, who'd hurt himself, and got a little cameo on the wing for 10 minutes. So it was an interesting start to my Test career, but at that point I was just delighted to get on and play, and yeah, Steve was my captain actually, so he was captain, and 13 years on, he's now the head coach. Yeah, it's gone full circle, hasn't it? Maybe in 13 years I'll be head coach. I doubt it.
These ones no need to build. Try skip some distance out the blocks.
From the debut to now, obviously fast forward and got another opportunity. When you come together as a national team, you've got such a short window before your first game, so training is so important. And I suppose what we've really done is try and work on the fundamentals and the pillars of our game, and we've spent a lot of time on doing that. Each day we're getting better, and in each meeting we're getting more and more knowledge about how we want to play and what we want to be as a side. So I think the team that you see this week will be a better team in 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and we'll continue to get better every week.
Ready, mate?
Yeah. It's in my happy place. Minus 120. Some enthralling content here. Oh!
It's class to be back here. There was definitely some dark periods in between, some periods where I thought that I might not have the opportunity to be back here and represent my country again. So I'm just really grateful for the opportunity and want to seize it with both hands now and just enjoy it. I think more than anything, just enjoy how the lads come together, enjoy playing at Twickenham, enjoy everything about representing your country again, because again, I've unfortunately seen how quickly that, you know, it can kind of get taken away from you. The long old road, to be fair, there was a lot of I think the toughest thing about it was how close I was numerous times. The autumn before I did my ACL, I was in the camp and then did it before the first game. And then, you know, I was fortunate enough, you know, that Eddie brought me in before the Barbarians game was going to give me the opportunity to potentially play in that. And then I tore my calf. And then at the start of the season, you know, after having a pretty good pre-season, you know, I felt very fit, very healthy. Tore my hamstring, which didn't give me much game time before the Autumn Nations just been. So that was frustrating. And then, you know, most recently with the little niggle I picked up with Leicester, I thought that, you know, oh, not again. This will be the third time in a row just before a squad's announced that, you know, I miss out through something that's quite minor. So, you know, the work that went into it was just kind of trying to stay on track throughout all those disappointments and give myself an opportunity of you know, being named in the squad or play for England if that opportunity arose. So there was a lot of dark moments, a lot of time spent in the hyperbaric chamber when I probably should have been taking care of my son. So shout out my missus for that. She gave me a lot of free time to do those bits, but it makes a massive difference. So yeah.
Yeah.
You give so much to try and be fit and to want to play week in, week out, and then when it's taken away from you through sometimes fault of your own, sometimes no fault of your own, it's tough to handle, especially when they mount on top of each other, you know, 1, 2, 3, it's pretty rough. So I try and give myself 24 hours just to kind of get over it, just to be miserable, do whatever I want to do, play a lot of PlayStation, not speak to anyone, you know, those type of bits. And then after that I realised that, you know, you've kind of got to get back on the horse, otherwise you're going to end up in a worse position than you were before. I speak to the people that I trust about what the best course of action is to get back not only as fast as possible but as safe as possible, and in as good a condition as possible. So yeah, once I've done that, I'll put a plan in place and then I'm pretty much all in.
Yes.
And then number 23, another bloke who's worked tremendously hard to get back to this point in time, Anthony Watson.
When Steve told me I was on the bench, you know, I probably took 30 seconds, I guess, to kind of let the fact that I was actually going to play settle into my head, and then after that I was straight back into thinking about how I could best prepare everyone around me and myself for the game at the weekend. But you know, I haven't played in front of fans at Twickenham since 2020, I think, the Wales game pre-COVID, so it's been a long time. So you know, I've been to a lot of the games, watched from the stands, and it's you know, I'm always pretty jealous of the lads who are able to go out there and do it. So I can't wait to hopefully have that opportunity on Saturday to be able to play with some of these guys again.
Ben White to Tuipulotu. This should be a try for Hugh Jones. And Borthwick for Kyle Sigler pulls it back for Marcus Smith. Marcus Smith must be. What a take by Max Malins. Kennedy a conversion. This time, go Scotland. Footwork from Duhan van der Merwe. This is astonishing. That is a mic drop moment. Here's Ellis Gage, Stewart, chance on the outside. Lewis London to Malins. A second try for the Saracens winger. So the half-time score here in this thrilling Guinness Six Nations first round game. England 13, Scotland 12. England pulsing towards the Scottish line. No. Can Scotland stop them this time? No, they can't. Off goes Ben White. Ben White's away here for Scotland. And Scotland come fighting back into this Calcutta Cup game. Now Finn Russell. Oh, there's lots of blue shirts here. Can they pick the right pass? Matt Fagerson for Duhan van der Merwe. Is he going to do it again?
Sorry we didn't win.
Hey!
Owen! You're a top man. No, Sheehan, you're a top man. You're a good human being. See you later.